我是今天的大会司仪钱怡君，欢迎各位出席2019新加坡学前教育论坛。本届论坛的主题为儿童、语言、生活。这次的活动是由新月社科大学的学术中心以及纳丹人力发展学院联合主办，新加坡幼儿培育署推广及资助。活动赞助商为友联书局。我们很荣幸地邀请到4位来自沈阳、天津、台南的资深学前教育专家前来，探讨与儿童语言学习有关的课题。他们分别是沈阳师范大学学前与初等教育学院院长旦飞教授，天津师范大学教育科学学院教授韩应红教授，沈阳市于洪区贝尔迪园园长冯弘毅园长，台南私立新楼幼儿园行政老师王怡文老师，在论坛开始前，先让我们有请主办单位新月社科大学的校长张启杰教授上台以英语致欢迎词。有请张教授。Let's welcome Professor Chong Kikia to give us welcome address. Professor Chong, please.
Distinguished speakers, guests and friends from the industry, SOSS colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. 大家早上好。为什么我要用英语讲？因为我以前小学的时候没有你们，好像你们这么棒的老师教我多多原谅OK. So I'm pleased to welcome you to the 3rd Singapore Early Childhood Chinese Symposium. And the theme for this year's symposium is Teaching and Learning Chinese as a Living Language for Children in Their Daily Lives. And for many children in Singapore today, Chinese language has been pushed back, relegated to second place, used mostly only in classes. And if you ask our parents, some of them are struggling with trying to get our children to converse or chat in Chinese. And this is a worrying trend in Singapore. And we should slow or reverse it. I think reversing is very difficult, but slowing it down should be doable. The solution is to raise Chinese language proficiency in several ways. First, get the parents involved. Young children, first time they open their eyes, it will be their parents, and they have an affinity with their parents, and they naturally look up to them as role models. If the parents speak English, they will speak English. If the parents speak Mandarin or Chinese, they will speak Chinese. So parents play a crucial role in helping their children adopt a positive attitude towards learning Chinese and providing a very conducive home environment to use the language. So making daily conversations with their children in Chinese, encouraging them to verbalize, talk about their thoughts in Chinese, helping them to dream in Chinese maybe, having regular sessions reading Chinese language storybooks. These are simple actions that can go a long way to language acquisition. But it requires effort, purpose, and sacrifice from parents. And in the home, it starts with the parents. And I look around. Where are the men? Can you put up your hands? All right. So the men, the fathers, and even our 4 speakers, our distinguished speakers, are all women. So the men got to step up, and we got to get a message to the men to help in language acquisition. And the parents, are they up to it? I think it can be made into a habit, all these things about daily conversation and so on, and it's like physical exercise. If you want to make your body, active and physically strong, the exercise must be regular and consistent, every day without fail. It takes a little bit of effort at first, and I'm sure when you are starting to exercise, your muscles ache and so on, and you want to stop. But once you get it started, it can become a normal part of life, and that's what we're trying to do. Next step is to catch these children young. And research has shown that the first 3 years of a child's life are critical for language and literacy development. These formative years are a golden opportunity for early childhood educators like you to plant the seeds for language learning and build a strong foundation for these young and impressionable minds. Learning the way we teach has become very different from the old days. It's become more immersive, more interactive, and it can be fun, while still passing on the idea that the language is functional. So with theater plays, storytelling, poetry competitions, songs, musicals, children can immerse themselves in Chinese language in an engaging manner, which will naturally help to arouse their interest. And then there's a new way to increase Chinese usage, using digital media in our everyday life. So social media, online educational platforms, and games should be explored in promoting the learning of Chinese. And it also means that you as teachers, if you are the teachers here, you have to know those ways. You have to be comfortable with using digital media and social media, online education, and so on. Otherwise, you will not teach the children in this way, and they will not learn in this way. And these are more interesting, more engaging than memorizing words and proverbs and chenji and phrases and answers to exam questions. Thirdly, is to attract and encourage more dedicated and able early childhood educators like you, and strengthen the provision of early childhood education. And I would like to take this opportunity to affirm all specialist Chinese language educators in the early childhood education sector. Your dedication to impart the intricacies of the Chinese language is of absolute importance for our young learners' success later in life. If they start poor, they likely will end poor. And more so as the language becomes increasingly important as a common language of use in social and international settings. In 2012, a Lian Foundation study found that Singapore ranked 29th among 45 countries in preschool provision. It ranks 6th in Asia and behind Korea and Hong Kong. That was in 2012. Now in 2019, we've come a long way, I think. Singapore spends about $1 billion on early childhood education, and this will more than double in the next few years. Almost 180,000 full-day preschool places have been created since that study in 2012. In his latest National Day rally speech, PM Lee announced generous financial subsidies that will enable many more low-income families to send their children to preschool. In PM Lee's words, we want to start earlier in a child's life because these years make a big difference in his development. In my opinion, This early start and its benefits also applies to the learning of Chinese. And according to the Channel News Asia news report, by the year 2020, that's only a year from now, owing to demand from parents for places in preschools, 3,000 more teachers will be needed in this early childhood sector. SUSS is a key player in meeting this demand, providing practice-oriented education for the sector via our multidisciplinary early childhood bachelor degree program in English and also in Chinese, as well as our Master of Early Childhood Education in Chinese. Concurrently, we are partnering closely with the government and the Early Childhood Development Agency, ACTA, right, to further expand the professional development opportunities and the pedagogical resources for the sector. But I want to make one point before I finish. One important consideration. You can give more financial aid. You can create more preschool places. You can graduate more teachers. You can enable more to attend preschool. But if you don't have the quality of teachers and environment in school and at home, the partnership of parents, we will have a suboptimal outcome. In the 2012 Lian study, in its performance measures, they have a list of performance indicators. And in that study in 2012, Singapore scored lowest in what factor do you know? Quality. We scored lowest when you rank all the factors that contribute to our early education sector. I think and I hope we are in a much better position today. So finally, learning Chinese is more than learning a language. It conveys information, at the same time connect us to our identity, our heritage and culture. With good language command, it is easier for us to understand our own culture and then also to be confident, to be assured, and to be able to relate well with people from other cultures. If we are not very certain about our own, how do we relate well to people who have come from a different setting and different culture? So that helps. And our young Singaporeans of Chinese ethnicity should have this ability. And we must get this into them at the early age. And it's commendable that many of you early childhood educators and industry stakeholders have taken time out of your busy schedule to attend this sharing session, especially on a Sunday. And I want to applaud you, I hope you all will all stay until 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock this afternoon. I hope you'll find your time well spent as you gain valuable insights and network with like-minded colleagues. And there are a number of parties I want to thank. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues from the Center for Chinese Studies at SUSS and the S.R. Nathan School of Human Development for organizing and bringing together this community. I would also like to thank our sponsors and the representatives from EGDA for contributing to this event. Thank you very much. I would like to express appreciation to the 4 keynote speakers from Shenyang, Tianjin, and Tainan, who will be sharing valuable perspectives and expertise on teaching Chinese as a living language. We are privileged to have you today with us. Thank you very much, and I wish you all instructive and fruitful symposium.
Thank you, Professor Chong. Please remain on stage to present our mementos to our keynote speakers. 现在有请我们的张校长给所有的参加这次论坛的4位主讲嘉宾颁发纪念品，并请嘉宾们一同合影。有请旦飞教授。有请韩应红教授。 有请冯弘毅园长。有请王怡文老师。请台上的嘉宾们合影留念。谢谢大家，请大家就坐。